To begin with, it's very important to keep in mind that there is no right way to define abnormal. In defining a person's behavior as abnormal, we must first know what is considered normal. We can evaluate normalcy from at least three different perspectives: subjective distress, social deviance, and psychological functioning. For instance, a person's behavior may be quite distressing to him or her personally, but may seem perfectly normal to others. Conversely, a person's behavior may be very problematic for those with whom he or she has to live or work, but may cause no real personal distress. Also, just because someone's behavior distresses them or others does not necessarily mean that it warrants being diagnosed as psychologically abnormal. Psychologists like to think in terms of whether the person can function in daily life, more so than in terms of whether a person can be categorized as having a disease. Freud was quoted as saying, "Love and work, work and love, that's all there really is." Another concern that I'd like you to consider is that what we view as abnormal may really just be behavior that we don't like or that makes us uncomfortable. Is the man who talks to himself and lives under the bridge mentally ill? Or is this a lifestyle that any sane person might consciously choose? Maybe his homelessness is due to economic reasons, and he talks to himself to combat his loneliness. In some countries, there are people who are confined to psychiatric prisons because they believe in democracy. We would consider them to be political prisoners, yet they often receive treatment to help them see that democracy is evil and dangerous. It can be very difficult to ensure that bias and value judgments do not color what we think is normal or abnormal.